Alright, what's up guys? Today I am going to do a Black Ops 2 multiplayer guns tier list. I'm gonna try to make this pretty quick because there's a ton of guns, so I don't know, like the RPG I'm not gonna much to say for it, just put it on there. Just like that. I saw somebody do this recently. I think it was like Optic or somebody did it, like a maps or like I think it was a maps one. And obviously I had different opinions on it, so I wanted to make one as well as someone who did play this game a lot. If you guys have any different opinions on where the gun should be, or if your favorite one's different than mine, just let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys thought of the guns in this game. And yeah, so I'm gonna start with the AN. I believe it was the AN 94. I'm gonna say B tier. It was one of the better assault rifles. I was personally a SMG user on this. I think most were, but the assault rifles were very viable, especially the AN. I'm gonna have it at B tier. The iron sights on this gun were good as well. I feel like I was a big iron sight user, so if a gun had better iron sights, I think I'm going to give it sort of up a tier, if that makes sense. The B2, I wish I had the names, but I think this is called the B23R, if I remember correctly. I'm going to put this B tier just because as a secondary itself, it was still pretty good. I think it was better than some primary weapons. But I feel like it was one of the better secondaries. It was definitely top 2. It was second for me, but I'll put it in B tier. Ballista, I think this is an A tier gun. This is my favorite sniper. I think this is most people's favorite snipers. It's the best quick scoping sniper, I think, now that I'm looking through them. I think it was the best quick scoping sniper at the fastest ADS. Would get you some hit markers, but it looked great, the scope was great, sounded great. This was definitely my favorite sniper in the game. Ballista knife, sure, I guess, if you want. It's really nothing, it's just a knife. I'm gonna put it in nah just because I wasn't a knifer or a ballistic knife user, so I'm putting that in the bottom tier. The Chicom, I'm gonna put it in D tier. I did not like this gun. You can definitely get by with it. Like most guns in this game, most of them are viable, but it just was not my favorite. It was not using this. Did sound nice with the silencer though, and it looked great with diamond. Crossbow, whatever. Oh, why can I not remember what this is called? I was gonna say the DSR, but that's not what it's called. Wow, I can't remember what this gun's called. I gotta look it up. Okay, so this one is called the DSR. I was right, it is the DSR, and I'm gonna put this in A tier. I loved sniping in this game. This one, you could get by with quickscoping with it, but it wasn't as fast as Ballista. But it did more damage than the Ballista, so you wouldn't get as many hit markers, and it was better for long range. DSR was a good gun. A tier for me. I definitely used it the second most of any of the snipers, and I thought it was great. Executioner, I'm gonna put this D tier. I don't think it was that great. I understand it's the strongest pistol, but it wasn't the best pistol. It wasn't top 3 for me. And I'm gonna put it in D tier. I just didn't enjoy it. The FAL, this is A tier for me. I'm gonna put it here. This is the primary weapon that I had the most kills with on the game, was the FAL. FAL was so good. It's like a 2-shot kill. Especially if your trigger finger at the time was fast. Fantastic gun. I mean, and also you could switch it to fully auto as well, which is another cool feature. This, I don't remember, was this a small? I have no idea. Just rocket launcher, whatever. The 5.7, oddly enough, the 5.7 is the gun that I had the most kills with in Black Ops 2. I had the most kills of any gun in the game with the 5.7. It was my best. But the gun itself, I'm gonna put C tier. It's nothing special. I think it was the fastest shooting semi-auto pistol, but it was weak. When I was using it, it was just like when I was just running around having fun on like Search or something, or Dom when the game was out. It was a couple years after the game was already out, so like you didn't have to use like the MSMC every game. But the gun, nothing special, but I will add, it was the most kills I've had on a gun. Is this the hammer? HAMR? I can't remember, but I'll put it B tier. I think it was definitely a better LMG. But I hated running around the LMGs in this game. I feel like that's most Call of Duties, but I'm gonna put that in B tier. Cat 40, sure, D tier, whatever. It's fully auto pistol, but it wasn't the best. I feel like it was. Is there another pistol? The TAC 45. I love that. I loved. If you can't tell, I loved all the pistols in Black Ops 2. So like the class that I had the most kills with was definitely the pistols, because the TAC also had a ton of kills. But Cat 40, nothing great. KSG, I'm gonna put this in C tier. I'm gonna say it's the second best shotgun, depending on how you played it. I think this one could one shot. I think it was a slug rounds. Sounded awesome, looked awesome, but I did not run around with this that much. Is this the MK48? I really wish they had the names on here. That'd make it a lot easier. But I don't know. In D tier, I did not use this gun a lot. It sounded really nice with the suppressor. It had a really fast fire rate. But once again, just with the LMGs, I didn't use them a whole ton. I didn't like running around with them. Is this the M1216? I can't remember what the shotgun is. It kind of sucked. It was like a fully auto, like burst shotgun. Another one that sounded nice with the suppressor on it. It looked really good with diamond camo as well. But the gun kind of sucked. The M27, I will put this in B tier. I remember this being one of the more accurate guns. Like the recoil was pretty much nothing, but the iron sight kind of sucked on it. I didn't like the iron sight. Always put a red dot on it. Always had a suppressor. This is just like a it was just kind of like an M4 of this game. Just had no recoil. And it was good. It was good for medium to long range. M8A1. I'm putting this in A tier. You can really put it anywhere you want in A tier. The burst, it was probably the best gun in the game. Most people would say it was the best gun in the game. It was so like, it was just like a one burst AR. It was good from range everywhere. I'm pretty sure this got banned in competitive play as well. The iron sights did suck on this, so I would put a red dot on it. But it's definitely top gun for almost everybody. This might be the MK48. Whatever it is, did not like it. I know it's an LMG, but I just like the rest of the LMGs, like I didn't like them all that much, so I'm putting it in D tier. MP7. I think MP7 was A tier. This one, the iron sights were so nice. Like you didn't run a sight on the MP7. You still don't in most games, so you just throw a suppressor on. Recoil is easy, sounds nice, and the iron sights are gorgeous. MSMC. I'm gonna put this in A tier. This was the best SMG. This is another one where the iron sights were really clean. You didn't need anything, but this is probably another one that people would argue is the best gun in the game. It's this or the M8. For me, it was the FAL, just how I played. And because I played Search and Destroy, so you weren't just running and gunning all the time. But MSMC was beautiful. The MTAR, whatever. Iron sights are manageable, but the gun itself is nothing special. I don't think this is anybody's favorite gun in the game. It was an early level gun you got. I don't know if it was the first or second. I know the M27 was an early gun you got as well in the AR category, but the MTAR was just not that great. PDW. I'll put this. I'm gonna drop this down. It's not B tier for me. PDW. I think this was the SMG that had like 50 bullets in the clip. Another SMG or gun that you did not need a sight on, if the iron sights were enough. But it was. I mean, because it had such a high clip, like the damage wasn't that great. Range wasn't amazing, but it still was a good gun. The Peacekeeper, I'm pretty sure this was a DLC weapon. And you had to buy like a DLC pack to get it. I don't think it was the greatest. I'm going to put it C tier. I guess it'd be better than the KSG, but I don't know. I didn't use this gun a whole lot. Nobody really did. It wasn't the greatest. Wasn't anything too special. It definitely was not a pay-to-win weapon. Is this like the QBZ? Once again, just LMG, whatever. And also, I'm putting the shotgun before the LMGs. That's how bad the LMGs are. I think it's the QBZ, something like that. I didn't enjoy it. Iron Sight sucked on this one. Remington? I think that's the Remington. I'll put... See, this is where it comes into just your personal opinion. I didn't use shotguns all that much, so that's why, like, I enjoyed the guns in B tier over... Yeah, I'm gonna put this in C tier, but I'll say it's better than KSG and Peacekeeper. I didn't use shotguns all that much. This is definitely the best. Actually, I'll put it in B only because it's the best shotgun. But I did not enjoy it that much. But it's definitely the best one. And, I mean, it was viable. You could run around with it and have no issue. RPG, whatever. S12. I think this is the S12. It was a semi-auto. I'm going to put it right up ahead of this one. Another one that looked great with Diamond. Semi-auto shotgun. Wasn't the greatest. Nobody really ran, like, this wasn't a common gun you saw or bumped into. It really wasn't it wasn't a game changer. I don't know, just whatever. It's normal shotgun. Scar. The Scar was really good. I don't think it was like I'm gonna put it better than the M27. Scar's good in like every game. Great iron sight. It was great from medium to long range. Alright, shoot, I had to go and make sure my thing or something. The Scorpion. This was an interesting weapon. It was the fastest fire rate. SMG, and all SMGs had great iron sights. You didn't need anything, but it wasn't that strong. I don't think people really ran around with it. I'm gonna put it in C tier, but better than the Peacekeeper. I liked it, but it was so bad from just like even medium range. It was terrible. And I get it's in SMG. It doesn't have to be great from range, but it was the least viable one from range. Right up close, ran through bullets, but terrible from range. The small or something, another RPG. The SMR, I'm putting this in D tier. But a better D tier weapon. This was just a worse FAL than another semi-auto. Sounded kind of weird. I just like didn't like the gun as a whole. It's just a worse FAL. And to me, it's like, why would you ever use it when you have the FAL? So I'm gonna put it in D tier. SVU. Now, I loved the SVU. I mean, not better than the Ballista, but I think it's called the SVU, was such a cool weapon. I loved it with the suppressor. It looked great with Diamond. It was usually a 2-shot kill sniper, but you could spam it. It was a semi-auto. And if you laid prone, it would have no recoil. So if you just laid prone, it was so overpowered. It was such a good weapon. But I don't think a lot of people ran around with it. Like, I usually did, but you would never really run into it. But yeah, I enjoyed the weapon. Oh, what was this called? This was a 3-round burst weapon. I forget the name of it. The SWAT. It was a SWAT. It's somewhere in C tier. I mean, it wasn't the greatest weapon. I'll just put it right here. It was a 3-round burst. It was alright. You could also make it fully auto, but that didn't really make it any better. Still, it's just an average weapon. TAC 45. I loved the TAC 45. I'll put it in C tier just because the gun itself... Actually, no, I'm going to put it in B tier. And I liked it better than Remington and PDW, but the TAC 45 was a strong pistol. It was like a 2 to 3 shot kill, usually 3. Iron sights was good. It didn't shoot that fast, but it was a really good pistol. Really viable. Type 25, I'm putting this in... He's better than the SWAT and the MTAR. Really fast fire rate for an AR. It was one of the earlier ones you got. I would always throw on a red dot. Did not like the iron sights. Wasn't the best from like really any distance. It was just an average weapon. Not anybody's A tier. The Vector. I liked this better than the PDW. Vector was nice. Like I've said for all submachine guns, the iron sights were really clean, really nice. Vector was good, but it wasn't on the same level as the MP7 and MSMC. I forget what this is the XPR? I can't remember. I'm putting this... I guess I'll put it at the bottom of C. I didn't really use this weapon that much. Another sniper. It was sort of semi-auto. It was semi-auto, but it was slower than the SVU. But it could still one-shot. But once again, it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the worst. It was just a sniper. And that is all of the guns. I hope you guys enjoyed. I plan on making, if you have any ideas, like if you want maps, because I was thinking about doing maps, or I might do a Black Ops weapon video or map video, or like an MW3 or something like just let me know which one you want to see next, or if you have any ideas, and also if you have different opinions, like what are your A tier guns, or if you put any of my A tiers in D tier, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.